Hi, everybody. Very professional GM with two monitors, finally. Yeah, so exciting. I've switched which side our webcams are on because with the two monitors thing, my webcam being over here, but the people being over here, I would look like this all the time, and I'm tired of that. So now the people are here is aligned with my webcam a little better. Oh, yay, Chelsea brought her poem. Would someone like it?
I want to read it. I haven't read a poem,
Yeah, go,
but
go.
this will require me to sign into Twitch real fast. So, can
Okay,
can
well,
we
You want
go
me
on
to
to
just copy and paste it into Discord for you?
that works too?
Yeah. You got
well,
it.
we're getting that ready. Or are you ready?
There you go.
Yeah.
All right. This is from Chelsea. Deep goats and their human hands, new heaven, perch, and all the lands. Sky whales, small gods, hyenas, drow. This story and its players always brings the wow. Morticians, carrion priests, murder mysteries too. Thank you, Spire crew, for all that you do. Excited to watch another delightful adventure here on the screen. Elise, you are heard and seen.
Thank you, Chelsea. It's always just so wonderful. Um, I love it every time. It's so nice. Um, and we will be jumping in with our recap and then other stuff that we got to do and other things from Helpful Goat that we should talk about is this week. Tomorrow we're playing
Here.
Cheer. So you can watch me, Rachel and Sam. That tomorrow at 7 Mountain Time, 9 Eastern. And then imagine if I checked the
I mean, I could also tell you.
yeah, sure. Go for it, Rachel.
Yeah, and then next week on Wednesday, we have Goats of Saltmarsh, which I DM. The Ghosts of Saltmarsh pre-done one, but I don't do a very good job of actually following along with what it says. And that one has original music by our very own Mr. Sam Winnie. And on Thursday it's us again here in Spire, and then Fates of Rain will be back next Friday.
Audio out.
Oh, it hasn't for us.
Yeah, I
Or it
can
hasn't
see
for me
that my
anyway.
mic though is not always picking now that I can actually see my streamer. I wonder if it's just because sometimes I'm talking too quiet and I need to cut that. So probably that. Okay, so I'll try to talk louder for now while I figure this out. And in the meantime, okay. Yes. So thank you, Rachel, for the programming update. Is there anything else before we get into the recap or? No? Okay. Then let's do the recap and then I'll get stress levels and then we'll do Sam and Rachel will tell us what their week or their session change. So, what happened last time, kids?
We rode a sky whale.
You
Oh
did
shit,
ride a
we
sky
did
whale.
ride a sky whale. That's right.
His name was Fish.
We went to New Haven. New Haven, yeah.
Heaven, yeah. New Haven is a real place in the world.
We went to Connecticut.
Yeah.
We thoroughly inspected this sky
The
whale for any
whale.
signs of any sort of like
Wait, I have notes.
smugglery or anything. And Chu established a relationship with the captain of the sky whale.
I don't think it was much.
and-
It wasn't like a bond or anything. Like I just told them that I would be performing there at some point, which like I don't really have to.
That would be a pretty epic
Please
concert,
no.
like on the back of a sky whale.
Right. That's what I thought.
I mean, talk to your
Um,
agent.
Yeah. They died. Thank you, Elise.
Oh,
My producers did. You
wow.
killed them.
Whoa!
Too soon.
We also saw, so we found out that basically that they don't take whales, that like straight from there, right? Like it's not like that they've taken whales, right, and like taken them away. I started to talk really confidently and then fully lost all of it as I was going. I was like, yeah, here's what I know that I rolled a critical success on like searching this whale thing.
Yes.
And then I wrote no evidence of smuggling on Sky Whale for the amount of information that I wrote down. That it's not like they don't like use these regular whales, right? Like they
Yeah,
don't
like
use the whales,
passenger.
right?
Well, yeah, so they hijacked the hijacking is just the passenger whale, right? But once they get all the passengers off, they use them for doing something else and then kind of turn them loose and they are able to be captured and taken back to the Sky Whale like guild. I like that sounds like it's like a guild for sky whales, but it's like a guild pilot sky whales. So if that makes sense. Like
The
yeah, so
Sky Whales need to
It's what the Sky Whales
is
want them
what
to
you're
think.
saying. No.
Skywhale High School.
Yes.
new season and Skywell High School. And then yeah, so the hijacking is happening of just like passenger sky whales, but then they're being used to smuggle things and then kind of turned loose. So much less likely that you're going to find just on an average sky whale evidence of smuggling. Kind of the result of that.
And
Of that
we also
investigation.
came to learn that the sky whales are very protected and are all kept extremely healthy.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
There's enough bad things in the world that the sky whales are just treated abnormally well. They love their jobs. They're happy. They're there of their own free will. They could leave if they want.
They have health care.
They
have
take pity
healthcare,
on the people
dental.
of Spire.
Yeah, exactly. They're treated way better than drow.
So we took this sky whale all the way up to New Heaven, and we had a plan that we rapidly just threw right in the bin when Ralka / Ralka's alter ego actually became aware of the scent of something that smells like sulfur on the air. And a few moments later, Edic got whiffs too.
Yes.
And we then took a little detour and ended up circling a complex which we have decided must be the cause or the origin of this sulfur scent. And as the last session wrapped up, Ralka decided to go ahead and give us a little digivolve, and
Yeah, that's apt.
yeah, and and while Edic did not personally witness it with his own eyes, he did hold up his Penrose triangle medallion and got to witness it indirectly through Byron. And we're going to see the fallout of that in a couple moments.
Yes.
Right. We all had our eyes averted.
There was no fallout. I did it okay. I just had to hurt myself a little bit to do it. We're fine.
Yes, what a good transition to me asking what is everybody's stress level, and we'll just start with Ralka since we're talking about your
I think I'm the only one with stress right now, and I have 3.
Okay. And 1 to blood and 2 others what I have.
1 to blood, 2 to reputation.
Okay. And then 2, I believe you have stress, is that right?
I have 1 stress, 2 silver.
Okay. And
Haven't performed in a while. It's been a little rough.
does anybody else have stress? Because I don't have anyone else marked as having stress. Okay. Then that's it for stress. And let's go ahead and hear from Rachel and Sam. What are Edik and Alvi taking as their class-specific knacks?
So Rachel's chewing, so I'm gonna go ahead and go.
Sure.
Um, I'm gonna take my knack in sneak, but specifically to give me an extra roll when I'm in shadows,
Okay. Cool.
or an extra dice when I'm in shadows. Yeah.
Can I take mine in? So mine was in pursue last time, but specifically for my Gutterkin friends. Can I do pursue again, but like pursue for things when it comes to like specifically tracking down the demon things that we're kind of searching for right now?
No, I think you
Or
have to choose something that is an entirely different
okay,
session to session.
gotcha. Okay. Then I will choose.
If you want, I could take that pursue skill, and you could take my sneak skill.
Sure. That way, either one of us are like we're doing we're both kind of on the same page.
Yeah, yeah.
Sure.
So
I mean,
Alvi is
I
taking
imagine all of us are going to the same place right now.
so Alvi is
Probably, because I
taking
don't think.
sneak specifically like advantage or the extra die when rolling like in shadows or darkness, and Edik is taking pursue when dealing with what exactly? Sorry, just
Finding demon things.
find
Like
okay.
looking after what we're looking for right now, right?
Well,
Like
there's
we're
investigate though.
following.
Like in okay, but so like are you if you pursue is like if you want to like chase someone down or something, or like even run away from people, like anything related to like that. But investigate is the skill that would be related to like investigating
Sure.
the
I thought people might run away.
yeah. So okay,
Possibly.
that's fine.
So
I
that
just
was
want to
kind
make
of
sure
my
that like
thought. If like
we're
people
yeah,
get
that we're on
away
the
from
same
where we're
page of like
heading. Yeah.
it's the we're
But
actually
it's up to
going with
you.
like chasing down the people that might try to flee from something. Also, I see Chelsea had a question in the chat. What is the effect of silver again? Silver is as like one of the resistances that one of like the 5 resistances that all the players have, and it's basically money. So when you do things that would require you to spend a lot of money, like more than just kind of what an average person would have in their pocket in a day or whatever, then you take silver stress as like a hit to your funds or your availability, like liquid assets or ability to like tap into your like. So you might have to sell something, or you might, if you get silver fallout, or you might have to, yeah, those kind of. So just clarify that.
Yes, perfect. That's great question, Chelsea. So I'll be taking pursue with the knack specifically in basically tracking down anyone that might try to flee from what we're doing right now.
Okay, so like pursuing people, like people that, yeah, in relationship to this kind of like building you're investigating. I'll take that.
Yeah.
Perfect. Okay. Then with that, is that everything for pre-session stuff? Is there anything else?
I wanted to say that for what we did last time, we also were like sort of following the mortician kind of people, but then that was what we were doing when we got distracted. So I just wanted to put that out there.
Yes. The intention was to go to the morticians and follow a lead that you have about the serial killer, the Swan, using mortician like mortician grade instruments for things like cracking open chests and removing hearts and things like that when they kill people. So that was what you were up to. Okay, so let's get into it. I believe I have a very mediocre map for us. That is not. I guess the chat is just going to get to see. You guys are looking at chat, you'll get to see the inside, but it's not that exciting, so it doesn't really matter. But the fog of war should be working. You guys can't see the middle of the map, is that right?
Yes.
On your
Yeah.
screen? Okay. If you look at the
Yep.
stream, you'll be able to see it. So shame on you, Ava. I know that you stream type, but
Wow,
but it doesn't
such
actually, like I
shade.
said, it's not very self-evident like what you'd be
I
thinking
will.
of.
I will not look. I'm looking at other things.
Kanji.
No. During a stream, Elise, please.
Animal Crossing?
No, although they are okay. Animal Crossing is
No, we're not.
releasing a makeup palette with color
Okay.
pop. Just saying.
That sounds
true.
very cute. Okay. You and Sarah need to connect about that because that sounds like something.
Sarah,
Yes.
I will post link.
Very aware. Aware.
Okay, so yeah, so this is the kind of building that you're currently circling that you've kind of um it's not like one solid building. There are multiple entrances, which are the little marked spaces marked in purple. There is one over here. Let's see. What do I do to make your vision like move to where I'm pinging?
Cry.
Shift. No, it's
Shift.
shift click.
Okay. So there is one over here. I don't know if you can see it for sure, but it's
Whoa.
We can
Whoa.
see where you're pinging, but it's in dark.
Yeah.
okay.
Is that like a door? Because there's like an extra line line of purple.
Yes, the line of purple
I
is
see
are
that. Yeah,
doors.
I see the different color.
Door.
Okay, yeah,
I
exactly.
do
So
not.
where this where Ava has just drawn that arrow is the third door. So there are 3 doors that you've marked
Sure.
on the perimeter of this kind of building complex, and it is more than one building, but it's essentially it's kind of like one of those industrial parks, if it would be the best like metaphor for like what we have. So it's like multiple offices or buildings, but they're all kind of jammed together into one big block of square. And you've been kind of circling this, and this is this side that y'all are on over here, which I'm going to shift ping you again. Over here is where sorry, I forgot to stop holding.
I know.
It's
I
kind
do
of like
that
the
too. I tried to shift ping once and then
yes,
lift off. But
yeah.
yeah.
This is like that kind of alleyway side of things that there is a door here, but this is the most secluded side of the 4 sides, and where Rauka led you in order to transform into his true form. Which is where we left off. We left off with the description, which Rauka, if you want to refresh people's memory of what the
Yeah.
Wait, real quick. So this is the alleyway that we're in right now.
yes, where your
Does
tokens are.
that mean like up above is like the road?
Yeah, so all of these like blank spots around this building are essentially just like roads or other alleys. And there would be
And
buildings on other sides of you as well. This is kind of a somewhat tightly packed, like seems to be mostly like warehouses, something
what's this
along
thing?
what's what thing?
Top
Oh,
right.
that was Fog of War is weird, and I apparently
Okay.
yeah, that's nothing. That's just a
Okay.
An artifact.
yeah, it's
Let's
a
ignore it. It's not there. We'll put a
not
big
there.
X.
Put a big X over it so that nobody will ever look at it
Nobody
again.
look here. It's cursed.
You'll be
Definitely
like,
don't pay
now
attention to that.
everyone's gonna be like, remind me what this X is for.
No looking here. We can do
Okay.
a couple colors.
Um. Okay, so
Oh, is that where the
yes.
fireworks
Yeah.
were?
The fireworks.
All right, Rauka, what does your true form look like? You.
Sure. So let me just pull up the thing here. Okay. So try as you might, you just can't keep the writhing terror inside yourself. Since being made into a living eidolon, your true self pushes and boils beneath the surface of your skin. If you ever take moderate or severe fallout of any kind, the realm of Ashira, the demon, warps you into what you so desperately wish to hide, a kaleidoscopic visual horror. How you are perceived, if one can manage to hold their gaze on you, is a tangled mass of rolling chaos. And then I get the compel and pursue skills. And anyone with an ounce of sense will most likely run from me.
Have I seen this before?
Probably not.
Okay.
I might have told you about this in theory. Or if it has ever happened, I've told you to, probably run the opposite direction.
Is Elise, I just want to kind of let you know that if at any point Byron wants to say anything to me, by all means,
Yes. Yeah. Yeah, I guess like that's a good point. I mean, like Byron kind of like there's a kind of question here that I think we need to answer right now too, of like how much Byron can perceive through this like necklace eidolon that like chunk, right? Because it's not the full-fledged eidolon. Plus yeah, and so like I think that and I think what I we certainly have already established that Byron can hear you talking and hear things ambiently through the necklace, as well as I think it's reasonable that other senses, especially sight and to some degree even smell, but I think that like as we get, I think hearing is his most heightened sense through, or his most useful sense through the eidolon. And then from there it kind of goes down in how much clarity or range he kind of gets from his other senses until we get to physical touch, with has none the eidolon, right?
Yeah.
Cannot perceive through the necklace, touch or anything. But I think that hearing and seeing are kind of the top two. And so as you kind of hold this up, and kind of look away and everything, Byron is like, oh my God, definitely don't look. And um, and starts to kind of it's very interesting because I think that Byron is perceived like, and he tries to kind of explain some of this to you, but it's like he's just kind of like shocked at what he's seeing, but he's perceiving something that he is more familiar with from his own plane of existence than from yours. But through like, but in your plane through like multiple filters, and is trying to be like, that kind of looks like, but no, is it? Oh my God, like, ooh, that had to be painful. Like you're getting that kind of play by play right now.
Like in my head, I'm like, Byron, this makes me want to look so much more.
No, no, no. Trust me on this one. It's I'll give you a private show of like the closest thing that your brain will be able to handle when you come home.
Private show.
um yeah. So Relka, what are
Okay.
you doing?
I am immediately going to attempt to pursue the origin of the scent that Ishira has picked up.
Okay.
Um,
So roll pursue. And we're gonna put this in the occult domain for sure. Um yeah, so that'll be
Question: I have a knack in occult when interacting with demons. Would this fall into that?
specifically interacting with demons or with demonic things.
I had demons because I wasn't sure how specific we wanted to make it, but if we wanted to say demonic things in nature, yeah, we can do that too.
Yeah. I think let's say yes, use the knack for this, and we'll hammer out some more specific language around what we want that to kind of have limits
Yeah,
on,
sure.
after the fact. So is that 4d10?
Awesome. That's 40-10. Yep.
As you're rolling that, I have like extremely similar language in as one of my knacks.
Oh,
That's an awesome roll.
That's 4d10, all failures.
Tyler?
All failures.
Well,
You're gonna
It's been
turn
really
into a
all-
bug
Can I use my that didn't happen
Yeah.
reroll all dice in your dice pool? Oh wait, no, this isn't my dice pool. Never mind.
Yeah.
damn it.
So close, but alas. Okay, so
Oh,
we're gonna roll
wow.
for some stress
no.
from this. Um
I'm impressed by how much I failed.
honestly, it's so funny because like Sometimes y'all go like entire sessions just like never taking stress because you're like success, 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 and then something like this happens, and I'm just like, holy shit, you know.
I have 3 stress, but from last session, I took. Oh no, that's not good.
Part.
Okay, that's gonna put me up to 8 stress.
Yes, it is. Well, hang on. Let's distribute it
Oh.
across where we think it goes.
Oh,
So,
it's fine. I have no resistances left,
oh,
so
this is full up.
I took 8 stress last session.
Yeah.
I just had that much resistance.
Yeah.
So yeah, okay,
I
cool.
think that this is going to be 3 to mind and
Okay.
2 to blood. Now, don't you
Alrighty.
also have something that occurs when you take blood stress?
Yeah,
Or
double
is it just
check.
fallout? Because we do need to roll fallout now. And you said you're at 8?
The true form is triggered
Oh,
off
okay.
of
Okay, but you're already
Fallout,
there.
so I'm already there. I put
Okay.
myself in that.
Yeah, okay, so that's fallout. Oh boy, here we go. This is our first
From an
fallout of the
8?
game.
It's our first
Starting
fallout of the game,
strong
and it's
here.
for an 8.
Yeah, it is. Which
Yeah.
is
Oh.
Season 2
significant.
doesn't fuck around.
Yeah, here we go. Okay.
Is this
let me-
major Fallout?
It's moderate. 8 is the highest possible moderate fallout. I just looked it up
Whoa.
because I was
Okay.
like,
All right, that's. I was
Oh,
worried.
thank God. Okay.
You're not dying.
I was like,
I was like, damn, this is just the end of Rauka. Great.
Mhm.
Nope, it's just gonna severely cripple me. It's fine.
Okay, I think we're gonna go with knocked out. I think this knocks you out.
Yeah, no, that makes sense.
So here's the text of knockout is you fall unconscious for several hours, during which time your enemies get an advantage.
Oh.
So I think that the commotion of you doing this form, I think what happens is like you start to try to do this pursuit. And for like between last session, like all the stresses that you took and like everything else, like you're just kind of like on this like your body just kind of gives out. And Ashira has gone into like too much overdrive essentially right now. And your body can't handle it. And you like the noise. So Byron is still giving Attic you a play by play, and you're kind of getting that like playful, like this is so entertaining, like style of like play by play, and then suddenly he's like, oh, not oh God, no. Okay, now you should probably look, cause and then like so if you do turn and look at that point, and like everybody would hear this kind of like weirdly high pitched, like you don't think that Rauka can make that noise with his vocal cords, high pitched noise that cuts off very abruptly. And yeah, with Byron in your ear saying like it's safe to look, you turn and you look and you see Rauka collapsed on the ground, unconscious. And not only collapsed and unconscious, but kind of like there is like some blood on his face coming out of his eyes. That is just like it's very unsettling to see.
I'm gonna immediately run over to to him and check his senses. Lauka,
Out.
I would try to find a pulse. I assume I can still feel one.
Yes, you can still feel one. And at this point, I if others would kind of assume
I
from
also
Attic,
immediately run over. Yeah.
yeah,
I think Chu would kind of be in the back, like chuckling, like, did he just like pass out? What's happening? Like,
I would
Was
like
this-
like pick up, like cradle his head, kind of a thing, and just like, it's okay, it's okay.
was that like? So we're still outside the building, right? Like we haven't even gone inside.
correct. Anybody proficient in religion?
No.
My eyes are bleeding.
Anybody proficient in the skill sneak or investigate?
No,
But
but I was
Mac
gonna
and
ask.
I
if
have-
I
I
could-
have
Oh,
I have investigate.
Yeah,
I have
same.
investigate, and I just gave a sneak up to.
Well, it was for sneaking in the shadows, though,
Right.
so I don't know
So
if that
you have
counts.
investigate and
Mhm.
Sarah?
I have investigate.
I have sneak, but I also wanted to ask, like, so that loud sound, like, was that loud enough that people,
Yeah.
like, not in the alley could hear?
Yes, and that's what I was going to say. For those of you proficient in the things I just named, like as there's kind of this attention going straight to Rauka, the especially Din having kind of asked this question, this door here, the one closest to you all, you see it open, and someone's head pop out, and then it immediately slams shut. Not like slams super loud, but like closes again, and the person is gone. You assume also that like besides that person, that it is likely that that noise was loud enough for people. If there were people like, for example, up in things, so brace yourself up here, or even down here below where you are, that they could have heard, and clearly someone in the building heard.
Question. Is Rauka still in like demon form?
No, Rauka's body is now Rauka.
Okay.
Just very bloodied.
Then I guess can I like step over his body while everybody's like helping him and like walk over to the door and just like knock on it?
Yeah.
Be like, hello, my friend seems to have fallen. I would appreciate like a glass
You
of
can't get
water
up.
or a band-aid or something.
um yeah, let's see. You knock, and hear no response.
Did you have something you wanted us with those proficiencies to do based on that information?
No, just that we
Okay.
noticed that.
Providing, yes, that's basically
okay.
who noticed it based on what you would be attuned to, proficient.
Can I try the door?
Yes. You try the door. It is locked.
Guys, it's locked.
Yeah, I'm wondering if those were the people that he was pursuing. He came to this area pretty specifically. I wonder if maybe they're not opening the door because whatever that was after them, and now they're hiding. I'm not sure, but
Let me I mean, should we just leave? And I'll like put my hood up and can I like peek around this corner to see if anybody's like leaving down here, like running away?
Yeah, you peek around that corner and you do not see anybody.
Okay.
If the door's slightly opened, can I go over and see if I get any stronger whiffs of sulfur from
Yeah.
the door?
It's closed, isn't it?
Well,
Since
but
I
it did
Well, it was
and
open for a
close.
moment.
yeah,
Yes.
okay.
Yeah, you do that, and yes, your kind of heightened attunement to the smell of like sulfur, but also remember it's like eidolons that are kind of like fizzling out or dying or like breaking in some way that has a particular smell that isn't just sulfur. You
Yeah.
do kind of like, you don't actually even need to approach the door. Like when it opened and shut, you get a stronger whiff of that.
Alvy's still closest to me.
well, I
Alvy,
think I'm with him wherever he is too, because I'm literally holding him.
yeah, I would. I mean, I assume we're close enough that I can whisper. I would like whisper over to you. Yes, I do think this is where our noses were leading us. I think inside there's a broken, decrepit eidolon. And it's very likely that within that door we will have answers, but
I
it
think.
seems locked.
Well, maybe the three of you could go in, and I could stay out here and make sure that Rauka doesn't die or have anybody come and make him do so. I could stay here and protect him and make sure nobody escapes out this door, and maybe the three of you could go in and try and get information or do other things to them if information is not so forthcoming.
I think I would have, like, when the transformation was botched and we all heard that sound, I, would have expressed like silent concern with like a raised eyebrow beneath my mask. And Then like walked to this opposite like corner of the alley and like kind of peeked out to see if anybody like noticed or was coming. Um,
Um,
did any of that happen?
yeah. So
Yeah, what's that X over there?
no.
Yes.
Yeah. So Din, you Chu kind of takes this southern point, and you end up taking this kind of northern point. And you, as you peek around the corner, you do see this door up here open, and several figures leaving through that door. They go. Let me get like arrow. They go like this way. My arrow. The
Mhm.
measurements are wrong, and like don't pay attention to the
5
but they go
feet.
they go this way. And you can make an investigate with occult.
Okay, I have neither.
Yeah, you don't have to, but you could get more information if on a success.
Um, I mean, yeah, I mean, I'm gonna want to know. So even though I don't have those areas, like I would,
Okay,
want
yeah,
to
so
still do
roll
that. So what do I
1d10.
roll? 1d10.
Hey, it's a success on a single die. Yeah, a success with no stress. Yeah, poor Rauka rolls 4 dice and can't get higher than a 5.
Nah, that's cool.
Yeah, so as you kind of watch, you peek around this corner, and as like, the whoever these people are who are kind of like glancing your way, you like manage to get back around the corner before they see you, and time it just right, like you're kind of with this routine, and you look back, and as you see them start to walk away, you notice that although one person seems to be drow based on how they're covered from the sun, the other figures are kind of hunched over and warrior, and you connect that with gnolls. There seems to be like at least 3 gnolls in this group following a drow person, and they are moving quietly but quickly. And the drow seem to be between them. I'm sorry, the gnolls seem to be between them, holding something kind of heavy, but that you are not able to make out because it's covered.
Okay, so I would immediately like kind of come back to like where the group is at and give them that information of what I just saw and, encourage us to like, we should follow them, which is hard, right? Because
You,
Rauka's
the 3 of you should follow
non-mobile.
them. I will protect Rauka. I know I can take care. I can take care of him. I know that I can. I don't believe he should be left alone.
I'm
But
not great at investigating and like chasing things down. That's not really my style. Did y'all like, are you sure you want to stay behind? I can just drag him to like an apartment or something.
Elise, would it incur stress on Ralka because he's already unconscious? Like, would he get like any kind of stress if we were to open up a back door into the vault because he's not able to perceive what's around him? Would that still cause him stress if he was in the vault?
Um, do people normally take stress from going through the back
yes,
door?
if they're
Okay.
not a
Yeah,
save.
it's like a D3
I
if
also
you're a
wouldn't feel
non.
comfortable leaving an unconscious Rauka in the vault. Like
Well,
I
no,
don't
I
know
was
that we would
thinking for you
find
to
him well.
take him there to protect him.
Right, but then so then Chu was suggesting that maybe she could stay too, since I'm an investigatory type person, and so I wouldn't send both of them there either. I mean, I was thinking about that too, but I'm afraid of A, stress, and B, people, not us, being in the vault.
Speaking of stress, how am I getting adjusted after the moderate
Oh yeah.
fallout?
Oh,
I know
yes.
that I
Thank you for the
lose
reminder of that. Yes, I
stress.
believe, let me double check it. I think that you get to lose like 5 or uh, yes. On a moderate fallout, remove 5. Which ones are you taking any from blood or
Is that okay?
Yeah, I'm just asking because I track those two separate
Yeah.
things.
I'm gonna go ahead and remove 5. I'm gonna remove 5 from blood.
Okay, so the three the active ones, and then 2 resist.
Yep.
5 in
Okay.
blood? Wow.
Okay. So yes. What are we doing? We've got the group
So
at the top. We've
I
got the
would res-
door. We've got Rauka.
I would respond to Chu since I think she was talking to me. I can't pursue. Will you promise to take good care of him if he comes to, and you won't please don't destroy anything if he comes to. I think that it would hurt him more.
Eva, that's
As you guys are having this like little bit of
Sorry.
conversation, I would be like we've got to go. We've got to
Go,
hurry.
go,
We're
go.
missing it.
I won't hurt him more. You can leave him with me. Trust me. It's
Okay,
fine.
I trust you. And
I'm worried.
We'll meet back at this alley in like 30 minutes, 40 minutes if you like.
okay.
okay.
That sounds good.
So the group of you are pursuing group of the drow that
drow.
you saw going up here. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So who is making our pursue?
Somebody took a knack in it.
Somebody sure did. So
Somebody's raving their hand.
okay. So do you have the pursue skill?
I do not have the pursue
Okay.
skill.
So you get the knack. This will be honestly, religion is our domain right now because we're in heaven.
Not a cult because demon.
I was just gonna say I'll take a cult given what's going on. So you can have a cult, you get your base 10, and then Sarah being proficient also in pursuit. Is that correct?
No.
No. Okay.
No,
Then
I have
no,
compelled,
no.
see, fight, resist, and sneak.
okay. Then you can take 3, 10.
All right. Don't suck. Yes.
Critical success.
Yes.
Nice.
Yes.
Good rolls for everybody else. Okay, so using your kind of heightened attention to the smell of Eidolon, your group tracks these gnolls quite effectively down this street up here as you saw them going, and you kind of guide them properly through these alleys. As you're kind of twisting and turning, you get to the edge of one of the alleyways. I don't have, so we're just. You get to one of the edge of an alleyway, and you come around the corner, and there are two figures on either side, kind of like hidden back, who like step in to ambush you all. And we are going to. They're definitely coming at you to fight. They've got clubs, and given they don't. Yeah. So you have successfully tracked them, but they were like expecting. They knew that you were there, so or like that you might be following them. So it seems that they left guards. Yes, we'll go ahead.
Are we fighting gnolls right now?
The way that this has happened, I don't think you've quite had a chance yet to clock who these people are. So let me roll some attacks first for this group, and then we will
I'm so
resolve
excited.
that. Yeah, you don't.
Yeah, because
True.
I speak gnollish.
Okay.
I'm gonna dress up
whatever that's
Rauka with makeup and everything.
I'm so glad I'm not there.
Also, one of the things that I have, I'm not sure how this works, but one of the
Uh-huh.
things I have is the one eye open. So it says, you suffer no penalties for being surprised or ambushed. You are broadly aware of your location, even if you're blindfolded and moved around. And I also have a weapon that carries the surprising tag.
Okay.
I don't know if I have to like use that or if I just have that.
No, I think that in this case, I think that sounds like it's kind of just a passive thing. So
Okay.
let's say the suffer no penalty will resolve here as like you were surprised and ambushed, but you are going to get to clock who has kind of set up here and to kind of settle Sam's question earlier than you would otherwise, because that was an ambush problem, right? Ambush didn't have a chance out. These seem to be drow guards. Like they are specifically you only saw one drow in the group, so this seems to be like extra help that somehow joined this group or was ahead of this group, but not the actual group you're pursuing. And so yes, that means I need
I'm not a fighter this time. This is bad.
I'm not a fighter either. I'm kind of really scared. I don't know how this is going to pan
Last
out.
time I had a hyena and I could eat people.
But now you're
This
filled with
time- I
bees.
was gonna say this time I have bees.
Now you can sting people.
Okay, so the first thing that's going to happen is with that the club, the first drow guard is going to lash out and hit at Edic, who is in the lead of the group, and sorry, it's been so long since we've done combat, y'all.
Oh,
I don't think that I'm technically supposed to roll for NPCs like attacking you, which is what I'm trying to figure out of, or if they just hit.
what?
I know. I should have like refreshed my brain on the combat, but
If
like
they just hit, that's nutso.
This is
well,
Spire.
it's like you don't
True.
technically roll for NPCs pretty much ever, so that's why I'm like, what is the correct? There's like a whole chapter on combat that apparently I should have read. I'm
Use the
reading.
grad school skimming skills.
Okay. So instead, okay, you roll to counteract. So we'll say you can roll resist. We'll give you well, this would honestly at this point we're in the religion domain, so I don't think you get occult, so you can roll resist and you going to be at difficulty, which is the ambush. Sarah Din would not be at difficulty for any attacks made. So yes, Sam, for Edic, go ahead and roll resist.
Good thing I don't have resist.
I do.
Yikes. All right, here goes a singular D10.
Okay.
God.
So they are going to get a attack off against you, and we will roll damage on that. And I believe
I hope
Um,
y'all don't
I
die
realize
while
you
I'm
don't have
having
any
fun
you
with
don't have a battle
Raka's
map for this
body.
up.
no.
But we're in an alleyway. Are there any doors around?
Yeah, similar to the kind of door setups, there's like one or two on either side. Kind of you are at a corner junction where you have turned to follow, and these guards have been on the kind of pressed up against the ambush you.
Okay.
Let's take stress. Take 2 blood stress from that.
Okay.
What
Can
is
I
that?
roll to try and hide in the shadows? Since I have the sneaky shadow neck.
Yes, hang on a second. So
Yeah,
does
sorry.
Attic, where does that put you at with
That puts me at 2.
at 2? Okay. Let me roll.
So I have to
If I roll a 1
yeah.
on this D10.
Don't you have armor? Because I have a padded vest. I thought I got as a sage, which gives you 1 armor, which you can take in place
I
of
have a
blood.
folding crossbow and a Greshkin codex.
Oh, I might have
Um,
taken like the lesser weapon to have the armor. That might be what it was.
So no fallout.
Sorry.
And then the other guard is going to get to attack before Alvi, you get to act. So they're going to let's see, what would the marching order have been?
I would have been in the back.
Okay,
But
so they'll
assume.
attack against Din. Din, you
Sorry,
can
Din.
roll resist, and religion would be the domain.
Okay, so I have resist, but that's
Okay,
it.
so you roll 2d10.
And 2. Okay, go.
Okay,
Nice.
8. So they come down. It kind of You see it coming with the kind of alert to danger kind of ability that you've honed over the years, and you manage to kind of dodge out of the way. And with that, I think that yeah, we can move into player turns. So, Alvi, let's go ahead and have you roll sneak, and we're in the religion domain. Just do any of you have religion? I don't think
No,
so, right? Okay, so just we'll just
none of us are
domains are out the
religious this
window
time
now.
around.
So you can roll sneak with the knack, right? So that's a 3d10 since you have, well, do you have sneak? Okay, so 2d10. Fours. Okay. So as you go to hide, you the first guard who swung at Edic and collided with him like sees you doing that and actually reaches out and grabs you, and you are now like held by this guard. You're not going to take any stress, but any actions that you take that would like, will essentially be at difficult guard kind of like hanging on to you. And Sarah, let's have you go. Just dodged out of the way and
Like based on my assessment of the situation, do I feel like we are probably going to win this, or do I think that we might not?
um given that you don't think Alvi or Edic are, well, I don't know. Does Edic strike anybody? I mean, like he's an artist more than a
Right.
fighter,
I don't,
right?
yeah, I'm like a
Yeah.
scholar and
He,
artist. I'm like,
he, he- he's got a little he's got a little chunk to him, but I don't
Okay. Doesn't necessarily
he,
look like um
be a
No,
soft boy.
I don't look like I could handle
yeah.
myself even a little bit.
I think Din would assess this and think here are two hired guards in armor with clubs waiting to ambush us, which means like we've been made and they are fighters versus your scholar friend with bees in her head and an artiste. So
Okay, so I don't know how this works, but I would like to try to use my one ability, Contagion.
okay.
Says in parentheses
Ooh,
divine, but I don't
Okay.
have any of that. But I don't know if because we're in the religion domain if that means anything. Anyway, you breathe virulent life into poxes, touch someone with a disease, and mark D6 stress to blood or mind. Additional people equal to the amount of stress you marked will catch this disease before the dawn of the next day. So I'm hoping that like they'll probably like we'll have to get away, but by touching them like with this disease that maybe the next day we'll hear that like people came down with this like horrific let's call it a like you're covered in painful boils and you're constantly puking, so it's very like flashy. So
Yeah.
people would talk about it so that it would like get back to us, um and we would like be able to then like kind of hear maybe like who are associated with these people is what
Okay.
I'm
Yeah,
guessing,
yeah,
like
yeah.
that's like my plan, right?
Okay, I like it. Yeah. So go ahead and roll
Just
d6.
basically want to try to like touch their skin.
Yeah.
Okay,
Does it say you have to roll
D6
anything
just
to do this? Like, does it say roll whatever to like success? Okay, that's fine. So the divine thing, just so you know, the divine means that it's divine magic as opposed to occult magic. And divine magic, typically, you don't have to
okay.
roll to succeed on it. You
Okay.
just take a determined amount of. So yeah, go ahead and roll
Okay.
a d6.
Yeah, okay.
Luck of the devil over here. Okay, so and what are you? Well, actually, I guess that's not great.
Oh,
Um,
Right. It's gonna spread to one person.
and you mark that against either mind or blood, is that right?
Yeah, to blood or mind.
Okay,
Let's
so
see if
which
I
would
have
you
any
like to mark it?
resistances. I'll do mind because I have one resistance.
Okay, so you don't take any like actual. Okay, great. And this person, um, they like. I think the effect of the illness is not exactly immediate. Instead, like they feel like this kind of wash of energy and see you kind of doing something strange or magical, and perhaps like right where you're touching them like feels like an ache set in right to the muscles, the way that like when you have the flu, like you kind of get that ache feeling. and does kind of like jerk away from you, and kind of stumble back a little bit. So just kind of confused and unsure of what's going on at this. Edic.
Um, so at this point, Edic is still very much like I- he he thinks this is a problem that we're gonna get over. And so he's going to uh whip out his folding crossbow
Oh.
and is going to go ahead and take a good old shot at the guard that is currently holding on to Alvi.
Okay.
So this is a D6. One shot. So I get
Okay,
one
so
chance
you
to
roll
do
fight,
this.
and again we're
Don't
in the
have it.
religion, so as you get your
Don't
base
have it.
D10, so 1d10.
This is gonna go well. Here comes the 10. Oh no.
3.
Well,
Okay.
Jesus, why?
I'm using my ability. I'm
Okay.
using my
All
ability.
right.
do
Roll
we
again.
roll 1d10?
Roll again.
Yeah. I don't
Yeah. You
I
never
don't know
know.
what's gonna
This
happen
might
to
be
for
this might be
it.
the clutch moment. You might roll a 10.
What?
It's an 8.
Okay, good. Good.
An 8,
Good,
you're
good.
good.
I thought it was going to be a
It, like,
2. I
stopped
was
on
so
the
Yeah.
3
worried.
on my screen
Oh.
again, and I was like, no, not again.
That 8 critical because a failure could have induced stress to Alvi. Yeah, so you like take this shot. And I think that like do you want to like narrate like what it's like to use this ability? Because it is kind of this weird occult thing where you actually like reverse or like redo an action, right? Or do you see it as just kind of like a damn the player gets
No,
to
no, 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 no.
Okay.
There's like a weird time space issue to this. So like I imagine like what happened in the first timeline before the timeline split. Like I pulled the trigger and like the bolt just like popped out before the bow had full time to retract into the unloaded position. And basically I'm like, "Ah, no, 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 no," and I start like a weird kind of gaseous uh fumes start getting emitted from my hands, and they totally take over the crossbow itself. And there's kind of like a Zawarudo effect that happens.
What?
It was a JoJo's reference.
Yeah.
That's a
Okay.
JoJo reference.
Good.
JoJo reference.
There's
Yeah.
there's some time fuckery basically.
Yes, there's time
Yeah.
fuckery. Excellent.
And
Whoa.
and then I automatically reload it and try again, and this time I succeed.
Okay.
And I have to roll a d6.
Okay, as you do like shoot and it lands, it makes contact. You hear Byron say like, "Oh, I love it when you do
Well, me
This is so
too.
juicy.
All
that."
right. And we roll a whopping 1.
All right.
Gosh.
This is absorbed into the guard's armor. So you managed to hit. And you see it collide like you were aiming like for the neck or the face, and it collides instead with the shoulder, which is heavily padded. But you do see like it manages to tear a gash in the armor, revealing some extra like exposed area of neck. And the guard kind of like yeah, I think that guard is going to like he kind of pulls Alvi up in front of him more, and like holding the club up as if like about to bash her head in. He doesn't actually do that, and instead he's like, stop! Who are you? What are you even doing here? Like this is just we don't want trouble. Just get out of here. And like
You don't want trouble. You attacked us in an alleyway.
you were following us, like yeah. And so
Hold on, I just shot him with the crossbow, and now he wants to talk.
well,
Well, I
I
think they
mean,
thought that they could just like take it out, and we like fought back.
yeah,
I'm doing magic, you're doing magic. They're scared.
so his turn is essentially going to be spent trying to like threaten you or like intimidate you into fleeing, but does not release Alvi, having just been shot. Is trying to use her as a body shield now. The other guard who Din just like did this illness effect on is going to like spit and say like fuck that and just like brings his club up and is going to try to hit Din. So Din, go ahead and roll resist for him.
So that's 2 because I have it.
Yes.
D10.
Yeah.
Nice.
An 8. So you
Damn.
do successfully kind of
Four.
dodge. Yeah. You're just dodging all sorts of shit over here. Yeah, so
Okay.
What?
Okay, like wait, I just want to say like as I'm dodging, I want to
Yeah.
use my citizen's mask. So
Okay.
as I dodge, I also take off the mask. Like
Uh-huh.
as I'm facing away from everyone, right? I take off the mask I'm wearing and put on a different one that's my citizen's mask, which allows me when you want to become one of the crowd, when you wear your citizen's mask, you roll with mastery when you're attempting to pass yourself off as someone unimportant or beneath the attention of your target.
Okay.
So after I do that, right?
Uh-huh.
You just dodge.
So
You
they
don't
miss.
wanna
I have a
hit me.
different mask on now. I don't know if they notice that or not, but I do, and it makes me less noticeable. So after he tries to hit me,
Uh-huh.
then it's happening because I'm gonna try to like make us be like, we just, we weren't following, like we were just walking, right? That's what I'm gonna do, but I need to know like what's happening first. So like I dodge. What's next?
Okay. Yeah, so you dodge and let's you can that's essentially kind of your turn. I think that the guard that was like swinging at you is Sarah Freeze.
She
Okay.
sure did.
She's
No,
got
she's just
those-
got that look on her face. We're like, what's next?
Okay. Yeah, so let's let Alvi, why don't you take a turn because that's what I was ultimately going to say is that we're going to kind of circle through back to like the kind of more or less in. So what would Alvi be doing in this kind of like you're being
Alvi
hoisted
would-
up?
Yeah, look at the person, or like try and turn to look at the person who's hoisting her, and be like, "Well, you say we don't need to fight, but then your friend just hit my friend with a club, and then you're holding me without asking, which isn't very polite, I don't think. We were just running and walking through some alleyways quickly, and we didn't even notice you, and then you attacked us. I mean, if you really want to let us go, then you can just let us go. I mean, you can physically let me go right now if you wanted to, and then and then we could just be out of your hair if your friend would maybe stop swinging their club at my friend. Again, not really innocent behavior. Just going to point that out.
Did you attempt to say anything like that you were just taking a walk? Was that you or was that Sarah?
That I just said that.
You just
Or
said
I
that.
like I think she had said that she was going to.
Right.
I
Yeah.
don't know.
Okay. Because that because like we kind of have deception and compelling going on here. So I'll give you
Well,
a go ahead.
okay. No. It's
Sarah's internet went
yeah.
out.
We
She said
lost
she'll be
Sarah.
back soon. Yes, that's okay.
Oh,
We've
dang.
got a second here.
Because I'm trying to think. My character is kind of not super into like blatantly lying. I'm
Okay.
like
So
very
really,
against
like,
it. So trying to just be like, we were just walking around in the alleys and trying, we just
So
we
you're
oh
more
no,
kind of
we're not following you.
aiming
We
for
weren't
trying
following
to
you.
get him to let you go. Like, I'm not
Yeah.
gonna cause trouble, just let me go, kind of thing. Okay.
Do I look like I could cause trouble? I mean,
Roll occult. I'm
okay, I have
sorry,
that.
not occult.
Damn it.
Compel. I meant compel. I don't know why I said.
Because you hate me because I could have had 3 dice.
Um.
So that's just 2 then, right?
Yeah, because
Because I have compel, but nobody has religion. So
right.
that was 1 because I accidentally clicked 1.
Okay. A 5 is a failure, and you do take stress. So I think that he kind of like I know you weren't actively trying to lie, but like what the kind of narrative reason here is that like he kind of senses this like this bullshit coming from you of like we were just taking a walk and instead like kind of like slams you a little bit into the wall like don't fuck with me, right? And like is like holding you up still holding on to you, and let's go ahead and just roll that stress real quick.
Is that blood stress? Oh, it took maximum. Great.
Yep, maximum. Yeah, that's going to be blood stress because he is doing kind of a physical attack. So
So I
you
can put 1 towards my armor, right?
you have 2. Yeah.
So then now I
yes.
have 2
Okay.
stress.
So
And
if I roll a 10 on the D10,
you mean a 1?
yes,
1.
a 1.
Okay. I was like, what?
God damn it.
Wait, I thought that it had to be lower. I
It is.
I
I
thought
have 2
if
stress. I took
She's at 2.
3 and 1 went to armor.
Hey.
oh, okay.
Yeah,
I
so I have 2.
misunderstood that. Okay.
I mean, it's minor fallout, right?
Yes, I think that you are.
Hey, it's not moderate.
Yes. So Sarah, what you missed is Alvi attempted to convince the guard who was holding her to let her go, but failed. And the guard, sensing that she was trying to lie or like lie to him about what was going on, instead kind of like slammed her into the wall. And she actually took 3 stress and fallout, but she's now stunned. Like you took a blow to the head, giving your enemies an opportunity to act if they, yeah, and that's yes. And you can remove 3 stress. So you can go ahead back down to from this.
Okay.
And what's going to happen with the opportunity to act is the other guard is going to kind of pounce on Edic. Edic, you can roll resist um, and attempt to like restrain you as well. So if you want to roll resist, Edic.
Yeah.
That is a success at a cost. So you do manage to not get restrained, but you are going to take damage as like he kind of like you dodge out of the way of the grapple, but ultimately into kind of like you have to kind of slam yourself back away from him, and that collides you with the wall as well, giving you 2 stress to blood.
Oh gosh, this is putting me at 4
That puts you at
stress.
4. Um, I will roll fallout. 7, you're safe.
Okay.
And the guards, the one that is holding Alvi, kind of responds or whatever as Alvi's kind of like stunned in his arms. Like, look, clearly you're up to something. If you just put your weapons down, we don't have to fight, but we're going to take you to talk to people about what's going on. Like, we have to take this in. We have to report this up the chain. You're clearly following us. You're clearly up to something. Just put your weapons down, take you in. It doesn't have to be a fight. We don't have to draw blood. More blood, okay? What the fuck? You shot me. Don't act like you're innocent in this.
I
Okay,
didn't
so-
do anything.
You're
He
stunned.
just held me while I stood here and then slammed me into a wall.
So what happened before I got cut off? Like what was the last thing you heard from me?
Was that you had put on the mask and you were waiting to kind of see
Okay.
what the like fallout was? My answer, or
Okay.
not the fallout, but the answer to like your mask or whatever. My answer
Mhm.
was going to be like, let's like how the other people act, and it was Alvi's like failed compel that kind of brought
Okay.
the situation to here. So yes. Plus, like just
Okay, so I do have the citizen's mask at
yes,
this point,
yes.
but also we've already engaged. And Alvi is currently still being held and Edic is injured.
I have 4 blood stress at this
Yes.
point.
Edic looks a little, a little worse for wear. Like many more injuries could push him over the edge. And
I'm just continually muttering under my breath that I sort of should have stayed behind with Rauka and that Chu could have talked her way out of this. And I don't know what I'm doing and I can't talk my way out of this. And I should have just stayed with Rauka and just continually muttering that under my breath over and over again.
But yeah, Din, it is your turn.
Man, I still wanna try to like, act like we weren't up to anything. Like I still wanna try to just act like we, were doing something else and they interrupted us and we're just scared and that's why we reacted so aggressively.
Okay.
So I would still like to. What I'm doing is trying to pass this off as people who are unimportant or beneath the attention of your target. Which I guess technically it should only apply to me, right? But they're like with me, so in my
Right.
head it extends.
I'm going to need you to tell me exactly what you say to them, because it will
Right.
determine at
Right.
what difficulty,
Mm-hmm.
because you have
Oh man, now
gotten
I
in this
gotta be
fight,
clever.
and Alvi's lie was already kind of not bought by one of the guards.
And what was her lie?
Like, we were just out for a walk. We don't want any, like, just let us go.
Okay.
Like, yeah.
Okay.
Well, I also tried to say that we weren't following you, like specifically you people, like,
Right.
you know.
Okay. How far are we currently from the main like thoroughfare that we were on when we were following the like morticians?
You're kind of far back in like the alley systems now. You do get to kind of like have a general sense of where you are because of that kind of passive ability you have, right? So like, I wouldn't say you're like, you think that it would be like at least maybe 5 or 6 blocks to get back that far. Yeah.
Okay. Okay, so what I'm gonna try is I'm gonna try to say, you misunderstand. Please just listen. We're in mourning. We're out of our minds in mourning, and we got away from our, I don't know what it's called, like procession. We got away from our procession. We the morticians that just got off the sky whale, we were, following them to go to our funeral. That's our loved one. We're not from here. We don't know the area. We just were looking for anyone to see if maybe we could get out. This is confusing, these alleys. We're trying to get out. We got scared. You're big. You had clubs. We just tried to defend ourselves. We're crazy, out of our mind with mourning.
Okay. Go ahead and roll deceive.
Okay, I have that.
It is going to be a difficulty 1. A very good lie, but Alvi has attempted to deceive. Well, yeah, and it didn't already. So
I
like,
did specify that I changed what I said to them to specifically be that we weren't following you. So trying to be that
yeah.
less about
But
lying
they're
about
very
taking a walk.
suspicious of you.
Right.
Like, they don't
No, of
believe that
course,
you're
and they
telling the
should be
truth,
because I
right?
failed
So,
horribly. I just wanted to
this will be
clarify
a
that.
difficulty
Yeah.
1, which means we subtract 1 from your highest roll. So you can roll deceit and your base D10. Now let's go ahead and get that.
So it's 2d10 or 1?
Do you have deceit?
Yeah.
And 2.
Okay. Then -1, whatever the highest is.
Yes. So it takes you down to a 7, which means success at a cost. So you do succeed,
Okay.
but there is a cost, and that's going to be, you're going to take stress. Always stress.
Has one of the guards started getting the pox?
Oh God.
I don't. Okay, you're gonna
It's
take
supposed to be
2.
before dawn the next day, and it's already nighttime.
You take
Go ahead.
2 stress to reputation. I'm sorry, not to reputation,
Okay.
to shadow.
Okay. Oh, I have a resistance of 2, so.
Okay, so you take no stress.
Okay.
So yeah, you mark both of those off, and then so this is basically like you have to do so much to kind of like be like, we're just doing right, that like you are now suspicious to this group. But you
Okay.
are, but like it's not a full fallout, like you're not like, but you're risking. The guard that is kind of like holding on to Alvi kind of shoves her into you, Din, and says like, look, if that's the case, I don't know, like, just can you, and like looks at Eddic and is like, can you just put that down? Can you put that down, sir? Can you put your weapon down? Like,
I mean, it's not loaded.
okay. That's fair. Oh, it has a reloading feature. Okay. Yeah. So
Yeah, it says one shot. So
shot.
I don't.
One shot, one kill.
Widow.
A widow. And yeah, so like everybody is kind of like, there's this kind of detente falling over the group, and like the guard is like, okay, I'm sorry we clubbed you while you were trying to mourn your loved one. We can help you get back to the morticians if you could just take a minute to answer, like, and like he looks to the other guard, the one who's like now kind of like itching at his arm where Din gave him boils, and is like, can you,
So
and
we
like
gotta
kind of
get out of here.
like jerks his hand back, and like the other guard like kind of like kicks the dirt a little and scoffs and like kind of takes off, and the one guard who is staying with you is just like, just stay here for a minute, answer some questions for my boss, and when you're done, I'll point you in the direction of the mortician.
Why do I need to talk to your boss?
Look, you have a job, don't you? Everybody's got a job. This is my job. I'm supposed to stop people coming down this alley and getting up in our business. Yours, I don't know. What's your job? What do you do? You're making friends.
Okay, wait. Um, so I have a question. So since I like am using the Citizen's Master, used it or whatever, like, do I have to refresh to be able to use that ability again, or is it just like I have it on now and
I think
right?
when you're wearing the citizen's mask, you get that benefit from it.
Okay, okay, okay. So
Then
I
he.
would think that we could like I could just because I'm trying to, I'm supposed I can roll with mastery to
Yeah.
pass us off as unimportant. So if they ask us more questions, I can just still like roll with mastery, right? So like I'm
You can
thinking
for
that
you though, but not for us, right?
right. But
Well,
I
for
could
the
just
group.
try to like take the
Right.
lead, you know?
Right, right. Oh,
Okay.
I thought you meant like disappear into the crowd. Sorry.
But yeah,
No, no,
so
no,
like
no.
in character, Din would not be able to say these things out loud. So I want to hear from Eddic and Alvi, like how you would essentially respond to this moment of the guard being like, the other guard has already gone to fetch this person, whoever it is, and you are being told by this one, like, if you just wait, answer a few questions, be on your way.
He did ask me what's my job, so I
Yes.
would probably spend a lot of time telling him about the research I do in the Vermisian
Okay.
and just be talking very, very quickly about all of the tools that I use and the different kinds of things that I research, telling him some about Lola
And
and
tell
how
us one
she
of our
has
facts.
really nice hands and
Spire fact. Spire fact.
and then I would hold on.
Okay.
Let's see. What's a good Spire fact? Do we want to know more about what people think Spire is, or
What would you tell this guard?
Mhm,
what
mhm.
would I tell this guard? Huh? Um.
I like this
Sorry.
too, like again, out of character. But I like this too because it's like if you're just like, rambling about like your research and about Spire, it like makes us look less threatening. They're just like, okay,
Right.
these people are just they're not serious, right?
Right. And I would say, and not for any particular reason, I don't have Knowles on the brain or anything like that, but did you know that some people
Oh
actually
God.
believe the Knoll Horizon Breaker Oscilex the Charmed conjured Spire into being millennia ago to capture a great and multifaceted djinn and to focus and manipulate its otherworldly energy and thus create the world? That's what some people think Spire is. I mean, I don't know if I think that's what it is. That is just one of the many things possibly that we're researching.
Whoa. Yeah, so do you have a boss? The thread of this conversation has gotten
Oh,
so
sure.
far away
So
from
my
the sky.
boss's name is actually Jerome, and he does all of these really interesting things when it comes to working with the lab equipment, and then he can actually make it work. And I just keep talking endlessly now about this other person.
Okay. Yeah. Attic, are you just kind of writing this out?
I do not speak the common tongue.
Oh my
Yes.
god.
Yes. Yes.
Oh my god. This guard
He's
is
a
just
distant
like
cousin. He's a distant cousin. He's very aggressive where he's from. That's why the crossbow. I'm
you
happy to
know,
talk to your boss.
okay. Okay. And like he's just like Alvy's still just like going and like, all right. So as you're just kind of standing here, the
Did you
other
know that there's
guard.
a lot of different types of people outside of Spire, and they
No,
only don't
okay,
they
it's
don't just only
I
exist out
think
there? And
look,
outside of Spire,
Brian's
women are
back.
actually
Brian, thank
regarded
God.
in
Come
higher esteem than inside Spire. So if I were outside Spire, I would be very highly respected, let me tell you.
He's like, I respect women, and then like the other guard shows up. And he's like, oh my god. And there is another person in tow. This is another drow. They are covered. Well, you assume drow. They are covered. Much like most of the people here, with like all of the kind of like no sun, we don't like you coverings. So like you can't really see much of their face or body outside of like the coverings, but people who wear coverings like this are typically and um that person kind of comes up and like approaches kind of slowly and like sees the situation, sees that like there's no active like hostility or anything from all of the groups, and is just takes like a deep breath and sighs, plants their hands on their hips and kind of looks at you, and says, "All right, well, if you could just explain to me what's going on, why you attacked my guards, and I'll let you be on your
No, 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 no,
way."
no, 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 no. We didn't attack your guards. Actually, your guards attacked us when we turned around this corner. I don't even have weapons in my
Well,
hands. I mean,
here's
I
the
was
thing.
compelled.
I'm so sorry to hear that. You are kind of in restricted areas of New Heaven at this point. You
Signs?
really
I didn't see signs. I thought
have.
there would be signs up if we couldn't go in this area. Did you? If you need
How
help, I
long
can
have
help you
you
find
lived in
somebody to post
Spire?
signs.
Have you lived in
Oh,
Spire long? Because signage is not our top priority, dear. I'm going to just go ahead and need to do a quick check and make sure that everything's above board here. And if it is, then I'd be happy to have one of these guards escort you back to the mortician. That's the case. So if you could all just line up for me over here. And she kind of gestures for you to like kind of stand against the wall.
I would do
what,
it.
what kind of check? What kind of check do you mean? I'm sorry, I don't really understand.
It's just a small thing. And she pulls out an item that she is holding in the palm of her hand. Byron is immediately a buzz in your brain. And you are kind of like looking at this edic, and this is without a doubt, based on how Byron is responding and based on kind of like what your senses can perceive as like this kind of almost like an aura to this object that other people can't perceive unless they are kind of proficient in demonic occultism. Um, this is some sort of object that has been touched by demonic activity. I don't think that you can make out what it is or what it does. It is not an eidolon, but it is something that has some sort of demonic nature to. And she kind of holds it up and she says, "It's just a simple device that allows me to make sure that everybody is not mixed up in certain activities that would be suspicious that you are actually lying."
Sure, yeah. I have things inside my body, and I'll just have a couple bees kind of crawl out of my nostrils as I say that. I have
And
some
she
things
goes,
inside my
"Oh
body that don't
God,
react.
oh
They don't
dear."
react well to being scanned, and I'm very nervous. I don't want the hive to become agitated inside of me. It's very uncomfortable sometimes when
um,
that happens. I
roll
can just tell you. You can tell
compel.
I'm telling
Roll
the truth. Yes.
compel.
Mhm. Mhm.
Um,
It went so well last time.
you can roll occult for this because she has produced a demonic item,
And I got a
Um,
nose full of bees.
and you've got a nose full of bees.
so I have after this roll, I would like to
Fuck me! God damn it! Shit! What?
I'm sorry I
Uh,
started us down this path today.
yeah.
It's just
Everything a failure.
Okay, we're gonna let me roll the stress on
yeah,
this, and then I will Sam check in with you.
yeah.
Okay.
Okay, see, it could be way
Two.
worse.
To what?
1,
Yeah. I meant
2,
two as in T-O,
T
sorry,
O
when I
T O,
said
yes.
yes.
1, 2 shadow.
Oh, I have resistance, so I
Okay.
don't take any stress.
And she is like, I'm very concerned about the fact that there are bees in your nose. However, as long as the hive is not connected to what this uh uh works for, there's no interruption to your nose system from simply being proximate to this item. Yeah, and Edic, what are you doing?
Um, I'm hoping that I might be able to quote unquote roll a perception roll on the small little device. I do have the technology domain and
Mhm.
the occult, so like maybe I might be able to suss out what this actually does.
Yeah, so let's investigate will be the skill, and yeah, you can take occult or technology here. And uh So that would be if you have. Do you have investigate?
I have investigate and I have occult and technology.
So you only get one domain, so we'll just do
Okay.
3d10 for this. So you have a
Okay.
knack that puts you to.
Well, I have a knack dealing with occult magics dealing with demons.
Yeah, you can take. You go ahead and just roll one more in case you get a critical, because you did get an 8, that's no stress. But hey, look at that!
Whoa.
Nice.
Lucky day for the little
Damn.
extra rolls. Yeah, you get a critical success on this. You as you kind of watch Alvi and this woman like interact about this item, and she's kind of like holding it up so that Alvi like, in this attempt to like make Alvi feel less concerned about it, you kind of analyze it, and Byron chips in a little bit too and is like, I think and you're like, and before Byron even kind of finishes, like, kind of talking about it, your sense of this item is that it is meant to detect other demonic things. So it uses demonic energy to kind of resonate with other demonic energy. So things that are like demonic, so eidolons or anything like sulfur, right? Anything like that will kind of resonate with this item to kind of say like to kind of indicate that you are involved in technology. And the critical success from this, um, you have the option of inflicting stress um, on her if you want, or you can take kind of a narrative benefit to rolling a critical success here.
I'm gonna take the narrative benefit.
Okay.
And I think
Um,
I know what I want to do with this.
okay.
So I've yet to use Beseech Demon. I think now is a good time to make that happen.
Okay.
And what I kind of want to do is to cause a big stir, but in such a way that does not immediately draw attention to any one of us.
Okay.
Um,
So like something else that would be like a distraction away from your group that would draw
y-
this group away.
precisely.
Mhm.
So like I'm trying to think of like, so the labyrinthine, it modifies geometries, it modifies the architecture of places. So what I'm kind of thinking is like maybe I might be able to use Byron to cause like the collapse of like a rooftop or something,
Okay.
which would be immediately more concerning than just 3 random blokes who found themselves in the wrong place at the wrong time.
Okay. Yeah. So can you read the text of what Beseech says?
You know the secret arts of making deals with demons. Roll compel plus occult to summon demonic energy into an eidolon, which would be my uh, Penrose triangle, to activate it. Performing this spell successfully allows you to ask the demon for favors in the same way as a standard NPC bond. It is essential to function as a demonologist. So it doesn't actually declare any of the powers that it bestows
Right.
upon.
But you can kind of like you can ask essentially like as you get to ask
Yeah,
Byron to do something for you.
Yeah. And
it
in
goes
this,
into suffusions and infusions. I actually have that on my sheet here. It basically just says you can ask them to basically augment an object, or you could ask them to do something that's like, and it actually uses uh, Byron's demonic heritage as an example of like reshaping
Mm-hmm.
hallways and stuff like that, and that would be the much larger suffusion option. So
so um I'm not trying to infuse an object, so I guess I am trying to suffuse one. Uh in this case of trying to modify, um yeah, I'm gonna mute someone real fast. Okay. Um Yeah, so I guess I'm rolling compel plus occult. And my I guess the narrative benefit here is that I would I'm trying to do it in such a way that it's not drawing attention to any
Yeah.
one of us.
Yeah. All right. Yeah, go ahead. Make the roll.
Okay. And by the way, that didn't happen. I can do that multiple times, but if I try to do it a second time, I take D6 stress to mind.
Okay.
So if this fails,
Hmm.
then I will just try it again. So 3d10. And it did not fail.
Not fail.
Ooh.
So an 8 is success, no stress. So yeah, you feel Byron's power kind of flood into the Penrose. And he kind of like you hear him kind of like laugh in your mind, and he's like, I'm gonna make something really beautiful. And then you hear this kind of like just like behind the group where they have been running, but down an alley so that it could be that like the group that they're trying to find, right? Which is you, but they think maybe not you. Um, like could be the ones making this. You hear this kind of like cracking, creaking noise as like an entire building's like roof is like restructured and like changed into this like strange geometric design. The side of the building like opens out and like flips, and like pieces of the roof are like moved into other places until like the whole thing is almost like visually like your eye can't quite follow. It's one of those things where it's like it's that optical illusion where it's like it looks flat but it looks 3D depending on how you're looking at it, and like
Mhm.
it looks like pieces are connecting where they're not, but they are, but it's weird. It's one of those kinds of things. Although you all can't see it, that is what Byron has created down, and the noise it makes as this kind of happens is hugely distracting. And immediately the woman, her amulet, the thing that she's holding, this object, it's not really an amulet, this object she's holding, like starts to like buzz. And she looks at it, and she looks towards the distraction, not towards you, and is like, that is just an absurd amount. We need to invest. Okay, you know what? The morticians are that way. And she points you down the alley in the opposite direction, and she gestures for the guards, and she takes off running towards the distraction that you've created. And the three of you are now by yourselves in that alley, and we're going to take our break there. When we get back, we'll check in with Rauka and Chu to see what's going on with unconscious Rauka and babysitter Chu.
I have
Um,
plans. I have plans.
excellent. Okay,
And
so
Weekend at Bernie's.
I'm terrified.
so we are going to take a 10-minute break. We will be back at 8:25/10:25, and yeah, let's manage your liquids. What is fluids?
Fluids, yeah.
Do what you need to do, and we'll see you in 10 minutes. Hello. Here we are again, ready to get back into it for another exciting hour of Spire, the season arc chunk 2. Um, yes. So we just wrapped up an encounter where Din, Alvi, and Edic got into a little scuffle with some guards and managed to maneuver and squirm their way out of it through a variety of um, pestilences and demonic summonings. and meanwhile, as this was going on, we last saw Chu and Rauka in an alley with Chu holding the collapsed Rauka, or stepping in to where to take over Alvi's vigil over the collapsed Rauka.
I wasn't holding him. I was
Yeah,
just
just to
standing
be
there.
clear, like Chu
That's
wouldn't
fair.
Holding
That's
vigil.
fair.
cripple, but just
No, I'm comfortably close. You shouldn't do what I do.
um. So the three of you are not here. I will go ahead and move out of the way so that we don't. Also, apparently, most of the word, but not all of the word alley.
Aw. He is
How
left.
are we supposed to know what it
All
is?
right, all right. I'll move you one
This
at a
part
time.
of the episode is brought to you by the letter E.
So Rauka, you are still unconscious.
He's
Chu,
Yeah.
he's actually by the door, right?
no, he's just about where.
Okay, I drag him down by the door.
Okay. It takes a long time because you are very like.
Okay, then what I do before I drag, before I drag him, I'll put my ear to the door
Okay.
to listen to see if there's any noises inside.
Let's see.
You can just give this
You.
to me at least. It's
Oh,
okay.
okay. All right. What have I been doing all this time?
I know.
What game have I been playing? Okay. You can't hear much. These doors are somewhat heavy.
Mhm.
I think that
Do I have a
what
cup? Put a cup.
No, I have the listening cup.
Shit.
you didn't hand off the listening cup before you
Mm.
took off down the alley.
Retcon that I handed her the listening cup. No, I'm just
No.
kidding.
I put my hands like this to make a
Mhm.
listening cup.
I think that the most, like, you listen for a little while. You are not hearing any like loud voices or anything that like that. The most that you hear is, you think, maybe the sound of a door on the inside of the building opening and closing once. That's about what you're able to make out through thick outer door.
Okay. I will kiss the door's lock/handle thing, like,
Mm.
and I will use the destruction spell. You rust and decay items with but a kiss. Mark D3 stress and commune with the deep over a non-unique item or part of an item, such as the lock in a door. Over the next few minutes, that item degrades into nothingness.
Okay. Yeah, go ahead and roll your D3.
Oh boy, I get to roll this. This is exciting. Oh gosh, I am still in my Japanese keyboard. I mean, what? There. Nope,
Oh, I'm
didn't work.
shocked. Everybody who's surprised raised their hand.
Nobody's surprised. It's not. Okay,
It just takes a
one.
minute. Okay, yeah, go ahead and mark that. And what is that,
For
mind
mind
or?
stress, it doesn't say. You can pick.
Yeah, let's go ahead to mind.
Okay.
Do you have
I
resistance?
no, I actually go up to 2 stress.
Okay, so if I roll a 1 on this D10, stress from the or
Panic,
fallout, sorry.
panic.
She already did it for me once.
We're good.
Sure. Just for you, Ray.
Just for me. Extra failure.
And so then while the door is decaying, I'll drag his body over.
Okay, yeah, it takes a couple minutes for the lock to kind of like fall apart. But yeah, and you as you kind of leave this here for the deep to consume, and in the meantime, you just like one arm of Rauka's just until you kind of get him down the
She's
alley.
like, heavy bastard. Oh my god, I'm not.
I don't think
built
he even
for
really
this.
is like a big guy, is he? Like, how is Rauka a big guy?
I mean, I think Chu
no,
is just particularly
he's like he He eats only what he needs to survive.
Yeah, he's
Like,
very
this is a very,
emaciated.
like, fit.
Oh
Yeah,
no.
emaciated is a perfect word for him. Like, a gust of wind could blow him over.
Big Chew is just, it's just, she's just not.
She's an idol. She does not do her own lifting. I don't move the chairs at my venue. Like,
Where do you
Well,
put,
hey, I'm a great, like, starter.
yeah. Like
where
doing
do you put
squats with your
Rauka?
body.
Like,
Um,
and kind of
I
position him, where would you put him?
like lean him up against the door,
Okay.
and I see like he's like bloody all over, right?
Mostly just kind of on his face, where it's been like coming down his face, and it's dried up a little bit now. It's not actively seeping
Okay.
blood.
Can I like wipe it a little bit with his own clothes?
Sure.
Are my eyes open, by the way?
If they are, I close
Like, am I
them.
unconscious with my eyes open?
If
'Cause that's
his eyes are open, I go, well, that's creepy, and I just close them
Close them.
gently.
Okay.
Like, oh no. And I'll wipe his eyes, like his face down with like like with his own clothes a little bit. And then I will kind of like test the door, just like pushing it
Yeah.
open.
You test the door, as you kind of like test it, the lock kind of, you hear like some like noises, and like the metal on the lock just kind of like falls out of the door, and like starts to, like, as it's falling, you see it like crumbling into dust as it's kind of falling. And you push the door, and yeah, it opens because there is no lock to speak of.
Cool. I'll look inside with my little peepers.
Okay. You look inside, and here is what you.
For the record, I have not looked at the stream this whole time. I popped out to chat, so I haven't seen what's inside.
Okay, I'm very proud of you. You can see this first room.
Cool beans. What are those little circles?
So there is a door here. Okay. So these little circles are, you kind of, well, you would have to, it's dark-ish inside, like it's not well lit. So if you want to kind of see more, but you are seeing like, there's like devices of some kind. It's certainly like not just tables. There's 3 dimensions kind of to these things that are kind of circular or cylindrical, really. And it is, like I said, quite dark in here. So making out more than like their kind of vague outline and shape is kind of hard, from the doorway, especially. So you think if you went inside or could find a light source, that you would be able to find out more.
Are there lights in this world? Can I like hit a switch? Is that a thing?
Electricity isn't really a thing. Like, they have like technology things, but it's typically more like mechanical, like more like steampunkish, if you will, kind
Okay.
of technology. So there might be lighting devices.
Like lamps.
Yeah, there might be lamps and things like that inside.
Whale oil.
Yeah.
Sky whale oil. Oh no. Okay.
No, the sky whales are treated way too well to be converted into oil. When they die, it's like a whole thing of like mourning, and like there's processions of sad, like, oh, so they don't convert their bodies, they just bury them. Or
So I do see the door that's like right here, right?
you do see that door, yeah.
Okay, so are these like circles? Like, can I hide him and like myself behind this circle?
Yeah, they
like,
are
prevent-
tall enough, and have like a solid base, although they are not solid all the way up, that you could like lean Rauka against one.
Okay, I will like very quietly try to like drag him in and like hide him behind one of these circles, and I'll just be like, just you and me, buddy. We're stealth mission.
Okay. We've already established that you can drag Rauka if you with given enough time. So which one do you stick him behind?
Kind of like exactly where my character is. I think I would put him there.
Okay.
Yeah, like a little bit so that he's like definitely not being seen by the door, and then I'll
Okay.
kind of like hide next to him.
Okay. Yeah. So you have him now
Actually,
hidden.
I'll be on like this side.
Yeah, you have him now hidden, kind of like slumped against the base of this
cat. I see cat.
Hello, cat.
Ah!
But
Ava's very dedicated cat noise.
So cute.
Official.
It happens when I see babies too, and dogs,
Gonna
and
make
other
some
cute
biscuits
animals.
while you talk.
So anyway,
Biscuits.
we lost Ava.
Please,
Yeah.
I know
What?
I'm unconscious.
Yeah.
Can you
But
use an ability?
like has one, I don't know if I'm in the mind enough to even know this answer yet, but has Ishira like vacated the premises once this whole thing went down, or is she suffering as much as I am right now? Like, are we both knocked out, or has she just said, peace out and left?
Yeah, so I think Rauka is not present enough to know. Like Rauka, you are
Sure.
essentially like you're blacked out, right? So there is
Right.
no like knowing that from like a perspective of like, is Ashira doing anything to pilot or sense through your body?
Mhm.
Chu has not witnessed you doing anything that would suggest that Ashira is in some way like, because earlier she kind of like took a strong role in like sniffing, right? While you were like otherwise present. There's nothing like that. She's not like actively like piloting your body now.
Mhm. Okay.
Okay, so like how much would Chu know about that, like Rauka's condition, given what I've seen, like in character? Would at this point would I assume that there is like a demon in your body, like helping pilot things along sometimes?
I mean, I would have told my ministry cell that I do have a demon in me. I am a living eidolon, and that there is a demon that from time to time will come in, and I don't know when they're there and when they're not. When they want to make their presence known, they certainly do. But always be wary that there might be an extra pair of ears in the room. Essentially, is what I would have told everyone from the outset. Now, as to how that relationship would operate, I probably keep that a little closer to the chest. So the whole like I'm gonna go into my true form today was something you probably never heard me say up until this point. So
Okay. So yeah, that's pretty cool. Chu is going to sneakily wait for that sound of like the door opening again that I heard.
Okay.
Assuming that it's going to be this door that's opening, that somebody's going to be like peeking in and out. Oh my god. And like I'm hesitant to do this because I don't want to make things worse. But
I say do it.
Okay, so Chu is going to try and
Throwing another party.
Choose. Oh my god, that would be genius! Like call people in from the streets and be like, "Hey!" No, Chu's gonna try
The
and
morticians turn up.
Like, oh, a body.
Yeah. Chu's gonna try and I'm not necessarily like wake you up, but like patch you up a little bit and like see if she can like at least help a little bit in like getting you to like making sure that you're like stable and stuff. Although she is not at all like medicinally inclined, so
You can roll fix to try and like help.
okay. I'm not
So
trained in it, but
you can roll fix, and this would be, let's see.
high society.
Well, no, this is New
Can it
Heaven
be
is not high
occult?
society.
Because my body's all fucked up.
Yes,
Okay.
I was gonna say
I do
like
have a cult.
because Rauka belongs mostly to the occult society, we can or low society. You can roll.
I do have a cult.
Okay, so roll.
I have
Compelled? Can I
donated
be
my
like,
body
wake up
to
and
a
fix
cult.
yourself?
No, the fix roll.
Damn.
That's
Okay.
2d10.
All right. Boom, 10.
Oh,
Critical
damn.
success.
That is
I
so
think
great.
okay, so you can let's
I take his
Um,
pulse and I give him 10 cc's of adrenaline.
I think given what is available to you, you don't really have, nor like not being trained in like first aid or medicine.
Yeah.
Like the max that you could really like relieve of stress here is a 3 on a D3. So we're just gonna max out the 3 for your critical success. And so you, Rauka, you can erase through stress.
Oh,
And we'll
wonderful.
carry the critical success to say that like this is going to wake you up sooner. I don't think you wake up right away. Because it has not been very much time really since you collapsed. But you this will kind of decrease the length of time that you are spending unconscious. So yeah, well done,
Do
Chu.
I notice that Rauka looks like very emaciated? Can I
Oh
like
yeah.
mama bird him some food, like and like
Like
just like
shoving through
start
food.
collecting it? Yeah.
Um,
Uh,
You're gonna have to send that like the tea video. Have you seen like the tea as like explaining consent? Like if your
Oh,
friend is asleep, don't serve them tea.
Yeah, right.
um, so if your friend is asleep, don't shove food down their throat. Maybe.
yeah, good point. I don't want to choke him. Okay. So I think I think at this point Chu is just gonna like wait, you know,
Okay. You wait.
stealthily, I might add,
Okay. You can roll sneak.
with my stealth buddy. I don't have sneak.
Um, Sneak and occult domain.
I do have a call. Boop.
So glad that I'm
How does
your
a
stealth
4
buddy,
sound?
even
Does a
though
4
I'm just
sound?
unconscious.
unconscious.
So
Ooh.
that's the highest level of stealth.
Yeah, a 4. Okay. So
I'm like
Because
puppeting.
I'm
I'm
with you, I'm
puppeting
cursing you.
Rauka. I think I just got distracted. And I'm like,
Weekend at
we're
Bernie.
doing great. And I'm like, I
Okay.
don't know about that, Rauka. And then I
Um,
just realized that I'm
as
getting like
silly
way too
as
loud.
silly as this is, because so here's the thing, the longer you wait, the more it becomes clear nobody was coming back through that door, at least not immediately. So nobody's going to like come through this door and discover you despite this bad roll. However, to honor the fact that like there you did roll a failure here, I'm just gonna say mark 1 stress to blood. Or
Okay.
better yet, I kind of love this. Your choice here. I think you could mark 1 stress to reputation as like Rauka wakes up and like watches you like doing this little like puppet act to entertain yourself in the dark of this
Okay.
lab. And it's
I'll
just very
take that.
embarrassing. So,
Yeah.
do you have
Uh,
resistance to reputation?
I do. I have 2 resistance,
So
right?
you
So I'll take a reputation, and I mean, I think it still
That's
affects me, right?
perfect.
Like even though I have resistance, like I think Chu is just gonna
Oh
like
yeah.
flush and be like, I was just trying to pass the time while you were dying or unconscious. Hi. You we're in the building. Everyone left. They're fighting, maybe. I don't know what's happening. I brought you in here because it seems safer. They all left, right? So like who's in here? Us. That's it, right? Probably. I mean, it was just me a little bit ago. That's why
Okay. Um, I'm sorry. What happened?
you passed out after
Did I
turning
succeed?
into red creepy nightmare monster thing. Then you fell over and you were like, blah, I'm dying. And then we left you. Well, they left you. I stayed because, you know.
Oh.
And they went to go chase everybody who ran out because you kind of failed horribly and made a bunch of noise. And then I said, you know, what's great is, you know, unconscious bodies are pretty quiet. Great for a stealth mission. So I broke into the building.
It is, you know,
Learn
I
from
am very
Din.
good at stealthing and stealing things. Speaking of, we should probably get back to the mission at hand. Oh God.
What is the
Well,
mission at hand?
dare I do this again? Um, you know what? Yes.
Like Sarah's face.
Please don't. Please don't look at me.
Wait, what are you
Like,
doing?
try
Avert
again.
your
Tyler,
eyes.
Tyler,
no,
why?
Wait, please.
Tyler, why?
There's
Pushing
nobody
it.
here.
You
Do we
didn't
have maybe
want
we
In
to
should
this
die?
building.
wait,
No, I'm
Ralka,
good.
wait. I'm looking at your face. What if we just explore the rest of this with you and your frail non-nightmare body? I don't think there's anybody here.
Your frail non-nightmare body.
That is the best compliment I've ever gotten. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Yes. Let us explore it with our. Well, nothing about me is normal, so yeah. Let's just dive right in. Sure. So, so I'm gonna go. And is this the nearest door?
Yeah.
It
And
is.
she was
Great.
just gonna like sit back and be like, "Go for it."
These
Just give you a thumbs up as I
cylinder
hope I
things
can.
do still exist.
Oh
You have
yeah, we
not
should investigate these.
investigated them.
Oh, right. Yeah.
I just
Well,
want to
they
say,
were
like,
I'm just
you
getting
have been
back
in this
into
room
the.
for quite a while and have completely forgotten that these like exist and are part of the ecosystem here. So you are welcome to also try to figure those
Oh,
out.
kitty. Ah, what are you doing?
Sure. Yeah.
Just looking
What?
for,
So
yeah,
there.
it's just very dim light, so you can see that they're like upon more investigation in the very dim light, you can kind of see that like there's like a base of some kind of either wood or something hard that you were up against to kind of touch or feel, you think probably wood. And then like about 3 feet off the ground, they're clearly like staging something where inside these, like, there are quite expensive, actually. This is not easy equipment to get, move, or have built on this scale because they are quite large. um like kind of glass coverings or tubes or like bell shape almost, kind of like giant uh like bell shaped kind of coverings that go onto that fit onto these wooden bases. And inside, like, it looks like the glass is kind of colored or like, what's the word? Like, textured. So it's kind of hard to see through, especially in the dim light. With more light, you think you could probably see inside.
Okay.
Can I pull out like a torch?
Are you carrying a torch?
Wait. Part of my inventory
Okay.
is part of my starting out inventory description is the tools to create or perform my chosen art.
Okay.
Now, if I'm an idol, wouldn't that involve some kind of like stage light that I can drop
Okay.
at like?
You are a singer. You have specifically told me you are a singer.
Yeah, but I need a stage light.
The tools to perform singing.
Clearly a torch.
Not a torch. Maybe like a magical.
She needs a ring light.
Like a spotlight. Yeah, like a ring light. Like the.
She
A
can only
ring light.
perform if she looks good.
I need a ring light.
Okay. I'm
Can
gonna
it be
give
magic?
you 3 total items that you can have as things that you need to be able to sing on the fly. You can
Magic
have
microphone.
microphone,
Stage light.
stage light.
Someone help me out here.
Magic illuminated microphone.
No.
Oh, yeah, like a
no.
neon
No.
colored, like
It's like a flashlight
That-
microphone.
Oh, that took 2 inventory slots. How
No,
interesting.
we're good. No, we're good.
amp?
No, stage light, microphone.
Tiny
What else?
little stand to stand
amp?
on, like a little platform.
What is Tyler saying?
Mm,
An amp, I think.
like
an
he
amp?
said.
Well, that would come with
Ooh.
like that would be like the mic. It's like a magic microphone, right? So if it amplifies,
Oh,
like
that's
I don't
fair.
need an
That's
amp.
or
fair. That's
essentially
fair.
treat it like a megaphone.
You could have
Yeah.
a little like stage
Sure.
that you fold up and
Yeah,
you
I think, like,
unfold it and you
A
can
folding
A
stage.
foldable
Insta
stage.
stage.
Yeah.
yeah,
Like
instant
a
stage.
confetti gun.
Smart.
There you go.
Or
Okay.
a confetti gun. Yep.
Okay, those 3 things,
You
yeah.
carry those.
Ooh, I don't know.
That is now what you get as your. These are
Stage
the things
light.
you keep. Yes. Which you could have gone
Oh
with
my
water
god.
bottle. I'm just gonna say, could have
Water
like
bottle.
yeah, like hydrate your throat so that you're like ready in good singing
She just
condition.
has a
No, I
bottle of
have
honey
I
that
have
she just
peasants for
chugs
that. I
all
have
the time.
peasants for water.
Okay.
Comes from your
Fetch
Um,
me
feet.
water.
All right. So you have this stage light, and I just want to point out that like this is a stage light. It's going to act like a stage light when you turn it on.
Okay,
Oh
Okay.
God.
I turn
Oh
it on.
no.
Okay. There is
It's just
immediate
gonna be blinding.
blinding direct light in like a beam in the
Oh
direction that you are
God.
shining it. But you don't you know what it is and how it works, so you can shine it somewhere.
Yeah.
Where are you shining it?
I shine it in the tube.
Okay. Rauka, as you're like on the other side of this tube, you suddenly see like this beam of light coming through it. But it is filtered through it is filtered through like frosted glass essentially, and so like you are not
Sure.
blinded by Chew suddenly being like Pachoo. And the both of you kind of like look inside. And what you see inside here, you see on the kind of base, it is the base of underneath the bell is not wood, despite all of this stuff around. I'm just laughing, sorry. The chat is very funny right now. There, so
Oh
the base,
no,
like
what are they
the wood
saying?
is like the cylinder part of the base, but the flat part up here that goes under the glass dome is seems to be like some sort of black, almost slick material. And it has been written on in something like chalk. And there are like heaps of things that seem to have been burned up or used up in some way, as well as items that Rauka, to your like visual
Mm.
looking, seem to be the item that's in the middle of this one that you're looking in right now looks to you like something kind of like a common eidolon, something that would summon like a very lesser demon, something that is extremely unstable. And in fact, like what you would guess is happening here is that they are trying to make this item an eidolon using the items that are around it. You
Got it.
so like
Okay.
this was an attempt at making an eidolon out of this item. Um, your guess, based on the smell and the fact that it was left behind, is that this was not a successful attempt. Do you look in the other ones as
Mhm.
well? Chu, are you like moving your light around?
Yeah, I'll kind of just be like, well,
Okay.
that's garbage,
Yeah.
and I'll look
Um,
Mhm,
elsewhere.
mhm.
yeah, so you look in the other ones. Two of the other ones kind of have a very similar pattern. The third one, the glass is kind of cracked on the side. And there's like this like explosion almost from the inside. So like when you shine the light on it, you can that the inside of the glass bell kind of thing, besides being cracked, also has this like what's it like soot from like a fire or something, has like kind of blackened parts of it. But when you get the light in the right place, you can look inside. And among the things that are inside here, this one is much harder to tell what everything is, except that you can definitely pick out that there are bones belonging to what are probably like drow or humans, some sort of humanoid creature, on this kind of black slate tablet underneath, and that the explosion has kind of rendered everything else around it, including like whoever this person was. If it wasn't bones when it went in, like their flesh has been stripped from the bones and
Mhm.
completely incinerated in the blast.
Cool.
So is that where the and that is in place of where the main kind of object that the
um
other
Very hard to tell. It's kind
cylinders
of
had?
scattered around because there was clearly some sort of
Okay.
explosion inside. So like where items were or what they were, or if there was supposed to be something else in there besides just like soot and ash. Very hard to tell. There's just kind of like they are scattered about inside.
Uh, I'm gonna go ahead. You said the glass was cracked.
Yes.
Is it like shattered enough that I might be able to stick my hand in, or is it
No,
more
think more
minor than
like the
that?
Liberty Bell, right? Like a big crack down the side, but not open.
Okay. Okay. Um, Let me see if I have any tools that might help me get in this.
You have a microphone and a foldable stage.
You know?
Wow.
Just saying.
Maybe
Also, wait.
we
Okay,
get
so while you're
hyped
while
above
you're
the
looking up
cylinders.
tools, Ken, Dan, and Itchy Jim, one of my bonds, okay, says you have a street level bond to your adoring fans. Name 3 of them, and what the group is most excited to see next. So their names are now Ken, whatever,
Ken, Dan, and Itchy Jim.
Ken, Dan, and Itchy Jim.
Thanks, Matt, in the chat.
Ken, Dan, and Itchy Jim.
Elise, one
Yep.
of these cylinders doesn't happen to have the name Genova over it, does it?
Genova, yeah. Very very good reference, but no Genova's in here.
Okay.
I'm gonna go ahead, I guess, and just take out my ritual dagger, because that's all I got on me.
Okay.
And I am gonna do my darndest to try with my new thieving skills, see if I can just I guess chip at it, like chip at the crack with the butt of the knife, like smash at it, to see if I can get just large enough that I could fit my arm in. I'm trying to get the bones out,
Okay.
or at least one bone.
Is there any like debris lying around that I can see while Tyler's doing this?
No, the explosion, whatever explosion there was, seems to have been contained inside the dome of this bell, so
Oh.
there's no debris.
Not from like the explosion, just like lying around. Like there's a pipe
like-
here, or like a trash can or whatever, right?
Yeah, let's see. I'd say in this room, there's really not much. It seems like this room is kept quite clean of that kind of debris. Yes, not anything actually. Yeah, so I think this is, I mean, you are trying to technically kind of make a weapon attack here thing, but for a specific purpose.
Mhm.
So I think it's going to be a fight roll. And I'll give you the occult domain.
Sure. So that'll be 2d10 then, and given my track record, this is gonna go.
6.
6 is success at a cost.
I'll
So
take it.
okay,
The glass splinters.
you go to do this and you're trying to be careful. What you discover is that this glass is clearly reinforced in such a way that like it had to contain this explosion.
Mhm.
If it hadn't been cracked and if you weren't kind of like working where you are with like the crack and everything, there's just no way you would have been able to break or make a dent in it. As even like working against like a chip where you're like, oh, it's glass, it should just kind of shatter around it, right? It's kind of doing this, like it's resisting what's happening, and as you kind of chip away at it, it does kind of like flash back at you in a way, like the energy is kind of like reverberating back into your bones. And you will
Sure.
take, if the roll happens, we'll find out. 1, hey, not too bad, blood stress. Which I believe,
Golly.
lucky you have resistance to, since you erased. Oh, where did you erase your 3?
Yeah, so
guess-
I erased 2. I erased 1 blood, so that put my blood resistances back up to 4. And then I took 2 mind, which puts my mind stress to 1.
Great. And so you don't take any new stress from this because you had resistance. Okay, cool. Yeah. And you do manage to kind of like get a hole, a big enough hole that you can reach in and kind of pull out a bone from kind of the closest one. If you wanted like to make a big enough hole to like get your arm through, like the way that this glass is reinforced, you would need more force than you're able to or emaciate body. And so instead you kind of just settle with like the one bone that you can grab.
Okay. None of this is good.
What is it? It kind of just looks like garbage, you know?
No, this is the bone of a, I assume, a drow. I'm going to hopefully find out if it's someone that was going to be made into an eidolon, or one who is trying to make someone else an eidolon, or try to create
I
one
mean,
themselves and died. Either way, we will try and find an answer. I just need to find someone who can speak with the dead.
that doesn't seem very safe.
Oh, it's safety is not really a thing I need to worry about at this point. I have a horn growing out of me.
I would say that
I
this is
feel that.
because you did have to wait for Rauka to wake up while Chu did her little like puppet show to entertain herself. That this is about the time that Din, Alvi, and Eddic would be making their way back towards the alley to reconvene.
Full disclosure, I thought we were still chasing down the people.
Yeah, but like so because like Chu and Rauka, like between the dragging Rauka, the waiting for the lock to decay, and the puppet show waiting for Rauka to rouse from his like enforced stuff, like it was enough time. Like y'all like if you think about how long it takes to like chase, like you made it like 4 or 5 blocks, got in like a 3-round fight, and then waited a little bit. So I'd say like that's like a 10-15 minute delay, and like with everything else that's going on, that's about enough time for what everything that's happened here um to kind of y'all are back on your way back. So
For that knockout being a moderate fallout, is there anything else that I should mark down as like an ongoing thing, or is that
no,
just
the big thing is that like if it's what made them able to clock you, right? So like you getting knocked out and taken out of the action is like a big piece of it, but the other fallout from that really is like party fallout, and the fact that like the group
oh,
that was
okay?
inside this building was alerted to your presence, um was able to set up guard stations, that kind of stuff. So
Sure. Okay, cool.
yeah.
Cool. So what now?
So did you say we're
You're
walking
on your way
towards
back,
there,
yeah.
or-
So
okay.
So we didn't get to like try to finish tracking down the gnolls. Is that
did you want to keep going with that?
I was full-fledged going to do that. Like
Alvi would absolutely not be.
I absolutely would be.
Yeah, no, that's fair. I'm just being like, we should get. Yeah.
Like
Exactly.
I set off that big decoy to give myself room to keep tracking down the
You know what we should do is party split into 3 groups.
For what it's worth,
Hear
I
me
think
out.
that
We split up.
if you spent 5 ways, the group that you were trying to find, you absolutely believe like is now fully alerted to your presence. This was the woman who's in charge who came to talk to you all, was like there's no reason not to think that like she was in charge of this group as well. If you continued to pursue those gnolls, you would run in your suspicion is based on what you've encountered so far that you would run into more guards waiting, more people on alert, like everybody's on high alert for people chasing them down now, especially with like this kind of big distraction that you've created. So I'm not saying like it's impossible. I am saying like the pursuit of those gnolls is going to like I think you like the evidence that you have points to like we kind of blew our chance in terms of like getting in, like this woman that you were talking to is probably your best lead at this point, has happened.
And Din gave that person the pox, so that was like a plan of like, let's just wait and see. But also, I think that Din would be concerned because, as far as she knows, like Alka is still passed out and Chu is still babysitting. So, like, I would be worried that they were going to be compromised by like the high alert. So I would want to get back to them.
It's like oh man, like I really feel like Edic is just like, yeah, I'm on the tail of these people because I would have seen them, right, at some point in us tailing them. And I probably
You were tailing primarily by and Din saw them, but your pursuit was smell based.
okay, if I didn't see Knowles, that changes things. Because like if I had actually seen Knowles, I would have been like, oh, this is really serious. I'm gonna keep going.
Okay.
But if that's not the case, then
Yeah. You were pursuing by smell.
Yeah, I don't think Din had time to tell us.
I don't
There were
remember.
no.
I was just like, let's go.
Yeah, you were just like, they've
Yeah.
left.
Okay, so you do all go back. You're heading back to the alley.
Yeah.
So yeah, y'all have a little bit of time, Chu and Rauka, if there's something else you want to do before the group kind of at the alley. But at this point, they are heading that way.
Hmm. I mean, I think Chu is just gonna kind of defer to Rauka at this point and just be like, so what now?
I think the best thing to do would probably be to wait for the others, so long as they're not dead, you know.
People do die.
And they do. I think once we reconvene, perhaps we. Why was this building empty? Do we know?
I mean, I think they ran. Oh, like, are you asking if it is empty?
Yes.
Let's find out. And I go over to the door and I try to open it.
You don't.
Yeah, this door opens. There is no lock on this door. And are you poking your head through to look?
Yeah.
Okay. A long hallway. You can see 2 doors, one directly across from you and one a little essentially to the south of you. There is a door to the outside world up here. And over here, I mean, like this hallway kind of just dead ends. This is
Doesn't look to be anybody here.
It's a hallway, though. There are other rooms we should probably check. My worry is that it's deserted, and they took what they needed and left.
Well, then maybe we should look now while I heard a door opening and closing. I'll step into the hallway.
okay. Yeah, you kind of
gonna-
look around. You like knowing that you heard a door open and close. You can assume that that was this door because the door, like if it was quiet, like from there, like there's no way you heard through another wall, like these doors
Yeah.
opening and closing. So somebody was going from this room into this hallway. And you do know also from like what Din said that people were leaving through this door up here. So like you assume that people were gathering things and is your best assumption, but you also, having walked around the perimeter of this building, know that there is one more door to the outside, which is over here on. I can draw your attention on this side of the building through this door that you haven't yet seen. So it's also possible that they went that way.
Yeah. And I'll just be like, I have a hunch that this room is empty, and I'll try to open that door.
Okay, you open that
No
door.
stealth. I love it.
And
She doesn't need stealth.
as predicted, this
Look at me. I'm
There's
a
a
mind
door.
reader.
up here.
Well, I know that leads to the
I'm gonna
exit.
check the other.
Yeah.
Which
I'll
one,
be like,
this one?
wait.
Yeah.
I'll be like, wait.
Yeah, that one. Sorry,
room,
Okay.
I completely
that room
missed.
might have
Sorry,
something.
I could have used
Yeah.
a more distinct color than purple. Apparently, I don't know.
Oh, you're good. You're good. I have bad eyes. It's fine.
Okay.
So, yeah, I'm gonna try to stealthily open this door in case this is where everybody's just,
hiding and waiting to ambush.
hiding in
Surprise!
wait to just shoot whoever comes in.
Chu, you said you looked in this other room, right?
Yeah, I just
One?
peeked in.
You did see this door here, and saw that
No,
it was
there's a door here. Okay.
yes, this door here. You did see that it was slightly kind of ajar. It
Oh,
is not
then I'll
fully
just go
closed.
through.
Um, and Rauka, go ahead and roll sneak and occult.
Alrighty.
Okay, wait, do I know Rauka's doing that?
Success at a
Okay.
cost. You just
All right,
can't.
I'll take it. The 1 and the 3, I'm not really happy with at all, but it's
Wait,
fine.
can I like
It's fine.
assist by like kicking my door open to like be a distraction?
Make it more
Like
sneaky.
give
Trying to
him
be
like a +1
very-
because I'm not being sneaky, so I'm like drawing attention.
No, we're just gonna go ahead and mark 1 to blood, Rauka, because again, there's
God
no one
damn
in here to discover you, but you do get a really nasty splinter.
Oh, that's
Da, da,
man.
da, da, oh
I'm
god.
losing these resistance slots today.
Yeah.
Dun, dun, splinter. Dun, dun.
Yeah. And now you can see into this last room. You see that there are tables, quite a few, like there are these 2 long tables. Chu, this is probably what you were hoping to find earlier when you were like, is there any like stuff or debris? Just like, it looks like this room has been tossed a little bit more, whereas there was stuff, there was not really any stuff to be kind of tossed in the rooms with the cylinders. This room instead had like the plot. And people came, grabbed stuff, and ran, is what you're kind of gathering from the path of the debris. So these tables have been kind of like swiped into things. There's stuff on the ground from the kind of like chaos. There are things that have been left behind. And this table is piled high. There's like it's kind of insulated boxes that as you like go over towards, they're like cold. You think that this is essentially some sort of large cold storage device. And yeah, you can't see it though. It is, you would have to open. There's
Am I
like
getting any kind of? Am I getting any kind of like maybe this is something either used in the I'm trying to make an eidolon or the ones themselves?
Yeah, so you don't see anything in this room that you think is an eidolon. You see things that you
Right.
would associate with the creation of eidolons, even possibly the beseeching of demons, like the feeding of or giving of material things to demons to get them to, once they have inhabited an eidolon, is kind of what you are seeing from this.
So in my equipment, I have a collection of occult ephemerma. So I'm going to just kind of pick and choose some extra little things for beseech demon or to build an eidolon, just kind of adding to my little rucksack of occult bullshit as we go. So are all the boxes identical on that main table then?
Yeah, it's kind of, yes, there are like a couple big ones and they're all this kind of like insulated large cold storage box. Around this time also, Din, Edik, and Alvi, you kind of turn this corner and find the alley now empty, friends. There are in the dirt of these roads, kind of like dragging paths to the door. Chu did not attempt to do any type of like cover up or anything of the fact that she did. And so I think it did, like, besides the initial panic of like they're gone, like looking for those clues, you find them easily, as well as the kind of rusted out lock that has fallen to the ground. I think you did close the door again, but like it's clear that like this lock has been destroyed. Getting into.
I would have covered up the drag path as well. Like I
Okay.
would have.
I definitely would run in.
Okay. Y'all can move your tokens, so feel free to position
Yeah,
yourselves.
I was in roll 20. Yep.
In here.
So
Now
I
I'm
would
in
run
here.
in and just be like, Rauka,
Now I'm in here.
Rauka, Rauka.
Here, boy, Rauka.
Yeah, so you hear Alvi starting to like call for Rauka as Rauka, you've collected your things. Are you checking out these old boxes at this point? Is that kind of where you're
Yes, I
okay?
would love to if that's possible.
Yeah. So that's so we'll say Alvi and the other two, if you're following Alvi, you're joining Chu and Rauka about the moment that Rauka opens up one of these boxes and finds inside there is a butchered dead body. It is Drow, and
Hmm.
that's where we're stopping tonight.
No.
Yay!
Hate it.
The party reunited. I can't believe it. In a single session, you guys split up and came back together. I'm so proud of you.
We only took so
Honestly, I'm
much
impressed.
stress.
You only
Had
Yes.
2 fallouts.
Yes, all the things. I mean, it's good. It means that we're ramping up into the good shit. And with that, excellent game tonight. Thank you so much. Filling my heart with joy. And
2021.
oh,
Fill my heart with joy.
2021 fill my heart with joy. I don't know. This feels too
Dim,
much
dim,
like,
dim.
yeah, I
fill
know.
your
Fill
life
my
with
heart
laughter and love.
That's what it
Right.
was. Laughter and love. Yeah.
Oh, I
This
was gonna-
is like
That's what my phone wallpaper is still. Fill your life with laughter and love from last year.
it's too much.
So
It's too much.
good. I just
Yeah.
Curse.
Okay, so yeah, for real. Don't forget you can tune in tomorrow. You can use !Discord to find our Discord information. Join us on Discord if you'd like, and get the announcement for our schedule there, as well as following us on Twitter at Helpful Goat.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, at Helpful Goat. And we'll, you can see any other announcements there. And then, yeah, we'll be playing tomorrow Tier. So we'll see you if you want to tune in to watch us play Tier, which is a D campaign tomorrow at 7 p.m. Mountain Time. And
Last time Malcolm stuck his butthole directly into my nose during a really important moment that Sam was having.
important information: Malcolm is the cat's name.
Malcolm is the cat.
Oh, I should
Not
Now,
a
this is
character within the
Malcolm.
game.
Got it.
Not a character within the game.
This is Malcolm.
Oh my
This
god!
guy,
It
this is Malcolm.
looks like you're joking. Cat, I know. I know
He likes
you're
to
not.
be choked.
Oh my god! Don't.
Oh my gosh.
We've got to go before people clip this and send it to all. It's fine.
He's happy.
Bless. He's like, I gotta go. All right. Thanks everybody. We promise Rachel does not do anything to this cat. That
No, my cat loves me.
okay. And with that,
Promise.
Oh goodness.
yeah.
I don't like where any of these
He's not-
sentences are going.
He's not leaving. I took my hands off him.
Okay, everybody say bye.
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 Good night, everybody.